It's 8 a.m. You're getting ready to go to school, and your child cannot button his shirt or open a jar for breakfast. This limits his independence, but also yours. 15 million children face this problem every day. Children with cerebral palsy normally have a dominant hand and non-dominant hand. Because the weaker hand is often underused, it loses functionality over time. And if treatment does not happen early enough, this can permanently reduce independence in the adulthood. The problem is that families face long waiting lists for therapy, and there are few resources that encourage children to use this weaker hand, which makes this situation even worse. That's why we are creating Squeezable. Squeezable is a home-based rehabilitation device that transforms therapy into interactive play. Our device encourages children to use both hands. But it doesn't stop at home. Our device is connected to clinicians, allowing therapy to be remotely monitored and personalized over time. We are not just giving children a toy. We are creating a rehabilitation device that can be, that transforms, that extends therapy beyond the clinical walls. We are at a pivotal moment. We have a working prototype, our clinical partners are engaged, and families who've used the Squeezable don't want to give it back. We are raising £2 million to complete our clinical trials and bring Squeezable closer to the families who need it most. Because with the right therapy, delivered at the right time, small movements can change an entire future. Join us.
Can you describe to us how the clinicians will be using that data? So is it when the patient visits them and then they go through your platform together, or do they get that data, integrated into the patient file and they get flagged? How is that working? And also, what is the appetite of those clinicians to actually or are they actually asking, and do they think they would be using, or do they have the time to get that data?
So first of all, for the first question, yes, the data is going to be sent to a platform in which clinicians can see it in their clinics while the child is at home. So it's going to send it via Bluetooth. And the appetite is actually our unmet need was found from the clinicians who were asking for resources, because nowadays they advise to use conventional toys. However, they have seen that children only uses the dominant hand to play, so it doesn't solve this problem. So the appetite for them is actually big.
Hi. So, pediatric rehab, that's the word I'm looking for. I can't say the word. That word. Adherence can be very problematic, right? So these kids are going to have to wear this for not weeks, but months. How do you ensure adherence for this population, that they will, be compliant to use this device?
So you touch on the point, because adherence is the main critical risk that we have. But currently we are conducting usability studies with 20 families, and we have seen that children are engaged with our device because they receive different feedbacks. We have haptic feedback, vibration, sound, we can be different songs, and also light. This is for children under 5 years old. And then this device, as it has Bluetooth integrated, it can be connected to video game platforms. And for example, they can play video games such as Angry Birds, so they can pull it, and when they pull it, the bird goes up or down. So we solve engagement in this way.
Can I ask, I think like a therapeutic person, what would be the end point, the measurement that says this works?
So the end point for our clinical trials is a statistical significant reduction in the manual ability classification system. This system is a system that clinicians use to evaluate which is the severity of the upper lip impairment that children with cerebral palsy have. So a reduction in the severity of their impairment is going to be a positive endpoint.
Just have a final one. One of the issues with pediatric innovation is that the markets are often quite small. I mean, always too small. What is, are there any other applications of the device to increase the market size?
Yeah, we can pivot from children with cerebral palsy to other conditions such as natal stroke or also obstetric plexus disease. So there are other diseases that also causes upper lip impairment that we can reach, and also we can also like pivot to other rehabilitation applications for adults.